Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Keisuke Miyaki, Minister's Assistant at the Buddhist Church of San Francisco. Thank you for joining the chanting and the YouTube channel, the Sunday service today. Thank you, Kobata Sensei, the beautiful chanting. Before starting this Dharma talk, let's say numbers together. Please put the palm together and join with me in the gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So, I have a question. How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? Please answer. One word is enough right now. Saying in your screen, yes. So, since end of February, we are in a shelter in place. Consequently, the COVID-19 pandemic. And also last Monday, we heard the very sad incident in Minneapolis, and that fueled and exploded the people's anger and in social justice, and a lot of people going to the protests, and then which is echoed to the Bay Area. And I've heard that San Francisco has also have a protest on Saturday around noon at the Civic Center, and then which is consequently leads the Bay Bridge is shut down. So I'm thinking the protest and demonstration, making an action and demonstration and a march, that's very important action as a citizens and a civilization, a method to claim on rights, on justice, suppressing in the injustice and also systematic discrimination for a long time, unless it is involved in illegal violence to the people, harmful action. So that what I could say to you, please make sure yourself to be safe and well in this difficult moment. Please make sure yourself be happy and well. It's very challenging to be happy and well in this stressful situation, and socio-economic disparities is obvious right now. Something wrong. Yeah, something wrong in this world, in this society. So, this is the beginning of my Dharma talk. Sorry for the making it. You might be emotional or sad, but I would like to talk about today's how we can make a trust. How can we make a believe each other in the challenging moment? That is my theme and a topic today. So, based on my experience serving at the San Francisco General Hospital as a surgeon chaplain since this May, last month. No, this month is still, May is this month, sorry. Yes, this time is fly. But surgeon means to stay with for a time, to stay with a people who needs the moment and breathe. That is sojourn's meaning. Is a couple of cases I reflected myself and my feeling, such as anointing, last rites, per se, via video call. Very challenging moment for me, possibly and definitely very challenging, more than I experienced to the family member. They cannot be next to the patient, the loved one, and holding hands to say goodbye. Another case is the end of life case. Is a similar one. Is recently I provided emotional and spiritual care or the family member who cannot be with the patient who infected with COVID-19. The family member was staying in the next ICU room, and through the window of the ICU room, the loved one, the family member is actively dying. That's very sad. And I'm always thinking, what can I do in this situation? What can I support? What can I be with them? Yeah, and I also received a lot of family call and a phone call, and they had challenging not to be in a hospital and emotionally, financially challenged. So, and also at the same time is some cases involved in an abusive case. And after serving them on the way home, not on the at the moment, but on the way home to back, I'm feeling and walking. Where's my justice? Was I right? Was I enough? Always, I'm kind of perfectionist, so that it's tend to be feeling, am I enough? Am I grade A chaplain? So that's my tendency. However, that theme is related. So how I can believe and trust the person in front of me. So COVID-19 is a very tricky disease because there's involved in an asymptomatic condition, which means we don't know when or how we be infected with the virus. And there's no symptom like a fever or rushing into sweat or coughing, but still possible to transmit the virus to others. How can we trust each other in that situation? So some point probably is this pandemic and restriction and shelter in place is maybe ceased, and we can meet each other at the temple building. But for example, think about it. So if your friend, Dharma friend, lovely Dharma friend, is rushing to your face and this crossness, oh, long time no see you. I missed you. How are you doing? And you are feeling the person's saliva is spit on your cheek, and feeling, oh my gosh, please wear the mask and holding the hands on me. So that, hopefully everyone's very nice in our temple community, so that not happening is escalation of the emotion and conflicts. But still, in Japanese way, the menju fukuhai, men is a face, and ju is submissive or trust, and then fuku means a stomach and a gut. So what means your internal thought on the mind, fuku, and hai is back, your back. It means disobeying. So smile, that inner mind, get away, please. Yes, that is kind of a funny situation, but also very serious moment for us, and how we can communicate in that suspicious kind of elephant in the room is kind of, how we can trust the people, how can we meet new people, and how can we make a rapport with them, and how can we grow the intimacy with them. So remind myself of the history of HIV pandemic in the 1980s. A lot of people lost their loved one without knowing their status of the virus, the infectious virus. So, and we can learn from the lesson what we experience as a society, how we can communicate, how can make a trust-able relationship with people. I think the vaccination of the COVID-19 will be invented, I don't know, couple decades, what might be impossible to create the vaccination solution as like an HIV patient, including me. So how can we do? What can I do? So my suggestion probably we can adjust ourselves and changing and being aware of the people's feeling more compassionately and kindness way. And we can adjust also communication style a little bit different way. And being awareness. We could transmit some infectious disease to others, and also we could be transmitted by others. So that is not suspicious. It's more awareness and compassion. A hint is always in our sutra, Buddhist scripture. So based on my reading, it's very challenging for us to trust something we cannot touch, something we cannot see visually, something we cannot think about it. It's very difficult to trust that type of existing in the presence. This is the same as a human relationship, probably after pandemic is ceased. What we can do, Buddhist Sutra said, we can do three things. One, not trust, not believe. This is one way. You cannot trust. Yeah, that's all. Second, you can try to trust, attempt to believe what the person said, what the person is. Third, just trust. You can trust. You can receive the others' belief or others' trust as yours. How to say? As your presence and the receiving others' belief as your. So that's 3 points. So let's take it a break, make it a breakdown. So the first one, I said, not trust and not believe. I don't believe anything. So, but still Buddhist said, Buddha Sutra said, is you can make a nirvana. So think about the something is inconceivable existing in the presence or emotional feeling, physically, visually, you cannot unseen, and also the virtual support from others. As Contemplation Sutra said, Vedahi is Magadha Kingdom's the queen who was a very devastated family relationship and also like her situation, life situation. Buddha taught numerous methods to make a peaceful mind on her life. She might be overwhelmed. I think she might be overwhelmed. So like a commercial, that this is one way. And the other way is you can trust that the method. And the third way, this is also you can do. Oh, by the way, this is also you can try. Yeah, why don't you try other way? And then and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700, 100, 700. So she might be, what the heck of that? Then, finally, Buddha taught me the very easiest way to trust the Buddha's works and numerous efforts. However, that's the clinging moment is happening because you are not trusting one thing. You cannot be trusting one thing. So one thing is a direction in front of you is very trustable and you can devote it in. You don't have to clinging like a monkey mind. Oh, I can try. I might be trying this one. Maybe it's tomorrow I can try that. It's maybe that. And a kind of floating mind and a numerous practice is involved in your life. That might be challenging to maintain. Maybe some people can do manageable, but not for me. Honestly, I cannot do the 1,000 practice in my life. But still, it's possible. Yes, that's your choice, not trust. You can try anything you want. Then second thing is try to trust and attempt to believe, which means similar with the first one, but slightly different because you try and error and also still making progress or maybe for stepping forward from the same line in front of you. For example, I love cooking. And sometimes I'm seeing the Japanese cooking recipe, which is like I'm not saying it right now in front of it, but it's yeah. Sometimes I'm checking online recipe and numerous visual pictures, and I'm imagining oh, maybe it's possible to try tonight, and then. Or maybe if you like music, is you can watch the TV show or YouTube and then other channels, very excellent, talentful the musicians performing, and sit down in front of the piano and beat and playing. So and oh my gosh, I cannot do as they are. So that is also happening. And if you like a basketball or soccer, I think it's in USA saying football, right? It's I'm not sure, but it's a sports performance, excellent sports performance. And imagine, oh, I might play like that sports athletes. And when you're trying to do that same way, why I cannot do that? That's happening in our life. That's so because this practice, like a second by trying trust, trying to believe, that means evolving your internal strengths and imagination. So that is the pros cons. Is in a good way is you can practice an imagination image training. So that is very how to say thoughtful, metaphysical way to practice in that way. But it's also still you are trusting your expectation. So it's possible to result in your disappointment if you are not doing well in that practice. You're believing more practice makes me more beneficial. That's the mind. So yeah, in terms of human relationship, there's another Japanese proverb is 仏の顔も3度まで. So you can forgive 3 mistakes, but fourth mistake you cannot accept. Maybe Amitabha Buddha has numerous faces. We cannot count measurable face time, so that I don't believe the proverb is for myself. However, so you can expect the other's action or change or some thoughtful action, but repeatedly something is your frustration, the wriggling and like touching some triggering your anger or sadness. You may be disappointed the person. Third way, just trust. Receive the others. So as Raja Sutra said, Ananda said the beginning. So you can see also your sutra book. I will just reading a passage. Yes. Ananda said, or actually Ananda asked, today, world honored one, your sense organs are filled with gladness and serenity. Your complexion is pure. Your radiant countenance is majestic, like a luminous mirror in which clear reflection pass unobstructed. Your lofty features are resplendent, surpassing all words or measure. Never before have I beheld your lineaments, lineaments as sublime as they are now. Yes. So this passage is a kind of we can easily to skip. Oh, Ananda's asked something to the Buddha. Okay, Buddha responding something. That's all. But it's this meaning is for us that our foolish being or human beings, like a usual, like a banal person, like a human, and because Ananda is not our, he's great, great Buddhist, but he has not been awakened yet. He's not Buddha, but he observed the Buddha's awaken and compassion, and then the Buddha's enlightenment, being a human being, as like we are. So that meaning that their communication, Ananda, the Buddha, is a dual way. The trustworthy, trustable relationship is happening at the same time. That is a third way. So deep listening of ourselves and also others' voice, others' appearance, others' empowerment at the same time. So ultimately, not I or you, we can make a trustable relationship. And also that is meaning the belief in a pure Buddhism way, the perspective. And then we have Namo Amida Butsu. It's one of the superior practice, actually, very nice practice. For me, it's because it's contained that Ananda the Buddha's conversation. The episode is also reflected in Namo Amida Butsu, which means working or Buddha's works and efforts and numerous powers is already make it in perfect shape and a voice and listening the practice of their wisdom and compassion. So, do you remember the first one? Not trust, but you can try still. Second, try to trust, but you may experience some try and error, and continuously. And third, just trust the others. The Buddhism has 84,000 practice ways because Buddha was very compassionate to the person who is listening the Buddha's words, in terms of their inherited status or background or personality. He was a tactful and wise way to deliver the numerous methods what the best for the person. So all of three is perfect for us. The one is bad or second is good. Or I'm not saying that. It's that all of them are open to practice. Open to practice because including is Amida's the 48 vows, which delivering the even one this moment when you breathing one time, inhale and exhale, that's delivering your Buddha is delivering that power. So please we think about how we can be aware of the internal self and how can be compassionate to others. The others. So after, especially, if you're missing the social gathering and difficulty in a relationship, please think about the Buddha's words, how we can trust each other. So many methods. Please pick one and try what you can do. Thank you for listening today. Closing with Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you for listening. See you soon. Bye.